大家好，我是老吴，欢迎来到老吴爱玩，看不同，见美好。大学毕业后，工作又是人生的另一个阶段，这也是青年走向经济独立、开始成人生活的起点。今天我们与一位华大毕业生一起聊一聊工作和生活。
我现在就是已经工作了3年本来就是从华大毕业的，就是我学化学，现在我就是一个诊所的经理。这个诊所就是在西雅图的唐人街，我们帮的就是说华人说中文的老人家。
知道你怎么那么快就毕业了呢？
我就是在美国有一个 program 叫 Running Start， 所以我在高中的时候，我好像高2上了挺多 AP 课，可是我上完这个 AP 课的时候，就好像没有课可以上了，所以我就开始做一个叫 Running Start 的 program。那我就用英文介绍这个。
No problem.
So Running Start, it's a very interesting program. It's also known as college in the high school. And it's pretty much where students from high school can choose to take college level courses at their community colleges. So for me, it was Bellevue College. And the courses that we take, you can get college credit for them as well as high school credit. So you sort of double up. So you can use those credits to graduate from high school. I had about 120 college credits, which puts me at around a junior standing, so 2 years of college. So that's how I was able to graduate or get a head start in college.
那你相当于在大学只学了2年，对不对？那你觉不觉得遗憾呢？
遗憾就是什么意思
？Some regret. You don't have much more time on the campus life.
这2年比较有少一点 ，not as much campus life， 可是我觉得有 enough， 因为the first year 我就是 freshman， 我在 dorm， 我住了在 dorm 里，就是 I was able to experience all of that. And then the second year I moved out and I had my own apartment with roommates and everything. So I still experienced a lot of the college life, but it's just more sped up. So it's the first 2 years.
Could you talk about more about your campus life?
For my campus life, I think I touched on that a little earlier, but it was split mainly into my 2 years. I would like to split them into 2 parts. So the first one was my freshman year where I was really attached to the campus. So when you live in dorms, everything's provided for you. You just have to pay a lot of the rent fee and everything. But food is provided. You have a dining account. All the classes are there. There's like the dorm entertainment places and all your classmates and friends are all next to you. And it's like your first steps into adult life where you start doing a lot of the things yourself, but you're still very well supported by all the people around you and the school system. And that's sort of just getting accustomed to like doing everything yourself and setting your own schedules and everything and finding how to balance spending time with friends, having fun, and also studying for classes. And after we accustomed to that for the first year, some people choose to stay on campus, but most people in their second year, so when you're sophomore and on, will choose to find living off campus. And so I was able to find a place with a few of my friends. I think there were 6 of us total. We found a place maybe a 15-minute bus ride north of campus. And that's truly when we started living by ourselves. So we paid rent, water, utilities all by ourselves. We had a landlord and we pretty much managed our own lives. And there it's very fun because you have a lot more freedom, but then you have to learn how to do a lot more things like cook for yourself, figure out, you don't realize this when you're living at home with your parents or on the dorms, but you have to figure out 3 meals a day. The classes you take in high school, what you're learning does not matter. You're learning about the American history, you're learning about like calculus and everything. Chances are you'll never use that in your future jobs in your future. But what you are learning is you're learning how to study. You're learning how to learn. So all those concepts are they are hard, like calculus and like all the US history, the government and everything. So you're building habits that you will use in college. And the most important thing in high school, besides learning how to learn, is finding out what you like to do and really exploring a lot of things. That's why extracurriculars are very important. So do find something that you like. If you don't like it, it's totally okay to stop, but spend your time doing something.
你觉得如果能进入名校是不会更好
？Ivy League 的最好处就是他们的名字，他们都可以如果你去工作的时候，你说我从 Harvard 毕业，大家都会知道 Harvard 是什么。那其实 but what you learn is all the same. The only use for Ivy Leagues is if you need the name recognition. So if you're going to Wall Street and they want from like these high schools, or if you're going into a professional school and you want that name recognition, it's a little bit of an edge, but it's not that much.
如果一个高中毕业，我不知道你的同学有没有不去读大学的，这个不管什么原因，你觉得对他是不是一个损失？
一定是一个损失。我有一个很好的朋友，他就是从 Skyline 毕业的 ，Skyline 在这块一个高中。
OK，
他没去大学，他后来就去了一下，就是他先就是she started working as a dental hygienist, so 你就是洗牙的，就是牙医助理就算吧。And that's something that she always wanted to do, and she just did that right away. And she did that for a few months, and it was something that she really liked and she was very happy with. And then after that, she decided that she wanted to go back to college. And when she applied, she was originally gonna go for dental school to become a dentist, but then she got into a really good program for education, which she decided to take, and so she became an education major and decided to become a teacher. But after she graduated, she is now, I think, in nursing school. So she is very free-spirited. 他就是有喜欢的，他就会做。所以他现在就是我觉得是特别成功。他赚了名气，然后像1-2年的钱，就也从大学毕业了，从华大毕业。就是他不是从高中毕业之后就上大学。
明白。
So she spent some time exploring, and I think it made her very happy. And she explored everything she wanted to, and she knows exactly what she wants to.
你在找工作的过程中是很顺利吗？用你现在的用当时毕业的一些知识。
我就是我觉得我的运气挺好的。I was very lucky. So 我毕业的之后I'm a chemistry major from UW, and it was pretty hard to find a job at first because when you graduate, you only have a bachelor's degree, a 4-year degree, and that honestly doesn't mean too much in the working world. They value experience a lot more. But I was able to find an apprenticeship for becoming a medical assistant, so 医疗助理.
Good.
And that apprenticeship, I didn't need a college degree for that. As long as you graduated from high school, you can join this apprenticeship. And they sort of taught me how to become a medical assistant from scratch. So I knew nothing at the start. And after the 9 months of training was over, I was able to give vaccines to babies. I was able to take blood pressure. I was able to do blood draws and everything. And then from there, now that I had the apprenticeship, the place that I was learning hired me right away because they taught me everything and they want to hire me. So in that sense, I was lucky that I was able to find a job pretty quickly by joining that. But for a lot of my friends who are like engineering majors and like computer science majors and everything, it's very competitive when you're finding a job. So if you're not the top of your class or if you're not really, really good at what you do, it's just very hard to find a job, especially.
What's your planning for your life, lifelong time?
我现在就是申请医学, so I'm currently applying to medical school. And right now, I'm managing the clinic, and it's definitely a job I want to keep because that's something I'm really passionate about. I love helping all of the elderly Asian people in the international district. But I definitely do want to continue on to medical school because that's also what I love doing. And eventually what I plan for my future is once I get my degree, hopefully I can keep working at the clinic not just as a manager and medical assistant, but also as a doctor. And beyond that, I'm not too sure, but we'll see.
Med school 的费用会很高吧？会读这个费用，你怎么来？你自己来负担吗？
对 ，so medical school 就是挺贵的。现在我在工作的，我都在省钱，所以就是 the debt is something that we have to worry about later. Once I get a job as a doctor, it will eventually pay off, but it's something that you should really think about. And this doesn't just apply to medical school; it goes to all professional schools. It's definitely an investment that you need to make. So it goes back to my main point: choose something you like doing.
你的路走的路是不是你目前看是最正确的路？
我觉得我的路，我现在想的就是I should have done more running start. 我就是12年级高4就开始做 running start，所以我做了差不多1年半。
对，
我做了这么多，我就有100多 credits，已经就是算大2了。
明白。
如果 if I started earlier, so running start, you can start in 11th grade.
Okay.
So you can do it for a full 2 years. Then I could have had a lot more credits. I could have saved a lot more time. Running start is just more efficient. But something to caution is when you go to there, another important part about high school is all the friends you make. It's very important. These friends can be friends for life. But if you go to running start, you don't have as many classes with all your friends. So it's very hard to stay connected. You have to make an effort. And that's something that I caution because right now I'm obviously thinking I should have done more running start because if I would have learned more, I would have had many more credits. I could have been more efficient. But I did not do full-time running start and I had a lot of time to spend with my friends. And these are some friends that I still have today. So it's hard to say if they would still be as good friends if I didn't spend that much time with them. So that's something to consider as well. So.
出生在美国，那是美国的 culture， 但是你又是中国人，那你有中国的 culture， 这两个有没有 conflict？
我觉得现在就是比较好一点，因为 our generation 就是 it's very forward thinking, so it's very diverse. There's a lot of cultures and it's very open. So there's not that many culture clashes here anymore, especially for us. I think it's becoming more common that people are multicultural. They have very diverse backgrounds. So yeah, there's not much culture, and in fact, the school I went to, Newport High School, it's majority Asian. So there's a lot of like-minded people like me. So I felt like I did belong. So.
Okay, good. Thank you.